Hello and welcome to another edition of Junk in the Trunk here on Furious T-Brake, the side channel to the main Furious Driving channel, where we do things that don't always play very well to the main audience, but those who love it, love it. So we've kept it over here to make it a separate entity. I was planning on doing a few more things here on T-Brake this month, a couple of audio book reviews and some other odds and sods, but just didn't get time. There have been so many videos to work on for the main channel, doing a bit on the photography channel, or one video for the photography channel anyway. And of course I'm also trying to make an effort for the Patreons and channel members as well, giving an update on that, as well as trying to get the questions and answers thing. Members and Patreons can send in questions, and I've now recorded the first answer video. That will then become live here on T-Brake for non-members and Patreons 1 month after that was initially shown, so in a couple of weeks here. At the same time, the new Q&A video with the new questions from the channel members and Patreons will be going live on the private channels. Anyway, that's the new things which I'm trying to keep doing, taking a lot of time, but that has not stopped fantastic things arriving in the post bag. Now, if you've not seen Junk in the Trunk before, this is a bit like the gallery on Take Heart many years ago. People have sent in stuff which they think would be interesting to share with the group, useful for the cars here, or just generally stuff, and it comes from all over the world. Last time we had a few things from Australia and around the world. This time I know we've got a few things from Yorkshire, because things were given to me up at the motorist at the recent event. So without further ado, as I believe is the law when you do stuff on the internet, I'm going to start with a thing that's on the roof of the Mercedes. Right now I can show you on the bonnet. Here we go. This is the bonnet of the Mercedes W123. Usually this will be taking place in the boot of the Rover V8, but of course that's still over with CCK Historic, who have not sorted out the other running issue. I'm waiting for them to make a start on that. In the meantime, we've got a boot, we've got a bonnet, and because of things coming out, the colour got treats from the seats rather than junk in the trunk. But you know, there we go. First one isn't on the seat because it's too big. Now usually I do actually know what this one is. It's quite large, and you can understand why he handed it to me personally at the motorist. This came from a gentleman by the name of Tony, who had said to me, I've got this, would you like it for your car? It'll make quite a big difference to it. And I thought, well, you know, it's a big job to fit it, but I think I might do. This is, well, basically, I'll give you a clue. I know it's for the Rover 75, I haven't seen it yet. I've been super careful opening it because I don't want to make any damage happen to it in the meantime. The post people didn't want to take it because of the size and the shape. And my main concern was damage in transit, so I was quite glad he did hand it to me. I was actually quite concerned it would actually fit in the car, because the Rover, it's for the Rover 75, was extremely full. This first small item will be your first clue as to what this is. Bit of wood. Apparently, this is a real wooden dash for a Rover 75. I'm a real boy, or words to that effect. Although, to be honest, looking at these first pieces, this does actually look exactly the same as the one that's in my car. I should have opened this before I did it on camera. This is incredibly well packaged, Tony. Thank you for this. I've got the gear stick gaiter. If you find the glove box lid, that will be the actual telltale of whether it's an original. Ah, no, this is the original. This has got the airbag. The word airbag is kind of underneath the surface rather than an embossed badge, which means it is the earlier real wood. I'll hold this side by side in a minute for you. I'll do a little cutaway to show you the difference. Wow. It is actually the same wood grain pattern as is in my car. Oh, that one's falling. That's the trim down by the dashboard. There are a couple of different coloured upgrades. Oh wow, I didn't realise that was an entire unit. I thought that that was going to be just the panels off the front of it. Well, I never. That's fascinating. I wonder if I can get a left-hand drive cup holder to go in that side. So this, you can even see when it was built. There's a build date on this, September 29th, 2000. These must be the main dash panel sections here. So that was an awful lot of stuff to get through. Very, very clever bit of packaging using some coil spring boxes just there. And this is the reason for this is, by me, be careful with this one. I've got the clock and everything, clock and the dials. Now on my one, there is actually a little bit of a crack in the wood just here. So that's something I'm going to be very careful removing and then clicking back in. So that'll be a nice little improvement. Oh, interesting. This is dated November 1999. That's fascinating. It's interesting how it's all held together, so I'm being careful not to break this. It's like a plastic backing with presumably the wood laminate on top of it. Just there. So if you can see that. I'll do a cutaway after I've done this whole section to kind of show you the difference. visually between the two woods in the car. Wow, thank you, Tony, that is amazing. And fitting all this is going to be quite a big job, it has to be said. I mean, I'd love to have it in the car. No, I am going to have it in the car, but I'm not looking forward to the job of prizing all of this stuff out and hopefully not damaging anything. I mean, I think mostly it pops out with trim tools and screwdrivers and stuff. But yeah, trim always worries me. But anyway, no, thank you, Tony. That is a fantastic thing. I can imagine how this is the kind of thing that would just hover around your garage forever and you not know what to do with it. But yeah, that is rather lovely. I was kind of hoping it would be the lighter wood because then it would match the new steering wheel, but I think that may be too much to ask. So very quickly cutting way out of the garage and into the 75, this is actually the difference between the two woods and how you really tell whether you've got a pre or a post Project Drive dashboard. This little airbag logo here on my car, it's a stick-on thing which is recessed into the wood. The original proper wood ones have got this under the varnish bit of stuff just there, which looks much nicer. It's, I think, a heavier part as well. And it's actually slightly different, and there is a bit of a difference in the texture. It's a slightly lighter wood, but the texture is a bit more open. You can see the wood grain looks more natural, as opposed to this, which has got it's a lovely shine to it still, but it's more of a grainy grain rather than this more open grain. And this is the real wood main dash section, which everything else does look the same, but as you see, mine has a little crack underneath that right hand air vent. So there you go, wood versus not wood. Interestingly, the fake wood does look real enough that when it's not side by side, you can get away, I think, without actually changing these lower sections. Actually, have you noticed there's two different dates on that? That's September 2000. This section is September 2000, and this bit is 1999. I'm now wondering what other dates are on it. Hang on, we've got August 2000 or July 2002 for that air vent. Do you know what? I'm not. Are these actually this? Do you know what I thought? Do you know, actually, when I first saw this looked very similar to the ones in the car, but the airbag panel and the main dash have got a different grain to them. That's what the difference is. This is 2002. So I wonder if this was changed in Tony's car at some point before he got to it. Because these bits look and feel like the plastic that's currently in the car, whereas this stuff, the main dashboard section, the main dashboard and the airbag, feel heavier and nicer. Well, that's very interesting. Okay. That's super interesting. Okay, so I'm going to have to change those two main sections, the bit around the dashboard, the airbag bit. Now, is that the same? You know, I'm being really super picky now. I think this one's a plastic one as well. I need to go and double check what dates the actual change was. The thing is, when you look at the real wood one, you can actually see the wood laminate around the edge. The later plastic ones, you can't. That's really interesting. So this is actually a partial real wood set. I don't think Tony even knew that. And it's only when you start really examining these things that that kind of stuff comes to light. Interesting. Well, okay, that was fun. That is going to be an interesting little thing I will be switching over in the car in the next few days. Well, let's see what else is lurking in treating from the seating, as they say. Okay, this is a really heavy box, which jingles. So I'm wondering if it's maybe tools or something, because this turned up in the post bag the other day and they were quite relieved not to have, they were quite relieved I was collecting it rather than delivering it because it was quite heavy. Right, okay, there's a letter. It says, hi Matt, please find enclosed some non-metric sockets that will hopefully be of use with the Mini Resto. I thought I said Mini Metro. I haven't got a Mini Metro, or have I? The Mini Resto. Enjoy the channel and look forward to seeing the Mini come together. Yeah, me too. I can't wait to get the old Mini actually up and running. So, Imperial sockets. Well, it says non-metric, so it might be Whitworth, might be Imperial. Let's get through this. So, you can't see this, but there's an awful lot of gaffer tape on here. Normally when I film this, and I'm on the bench over there, you can see the bench properly. It's a much nicer view rather than the really scruffy bit of garage behind me with some cupboards just loaded with random junk. I mean, I don't even know why I've still got this screwdriver because it doesn't charge anymore. Yeah, car radios, cans of paint, Rover P6 clock, just random things. That is well packaged. I'll chuck this out of the way because there's actually very limited space around my feet just down here. Blimey, this is looking good stuff. Oops, so we've got, this is a 1/2 inch socket, and that's what we've got first of all. A 9/16, yeah, 9/16. Oh, ratcheting spanners, ratcheting imperials, those are really hard to find. That's a 1/2 and a 9/16. So I've got a few ratcheting imperials I keep at home because on P6s obviously are ratcheting, but yeah, finding other ones has been really difficult because no one seems to make them anymore. 7/16, 3/8, 5/8, unusual one, 3/4. Oh, there's a full-on tray here. Oh, wow, okay. Oops. I might have to leave this in here. Yeah, I don't think you can see this or not, but there's actually a full-on set of sockets just there, or just fell on the floor. Wow, that is really impressive. So I'm not taking them out of here because there's a bit of flex on here, and they are falling down. So yeah, full-on sockets and ratcheting spanners. So excellent. That is so useful. AFWW. So AF and Whitworth, twin sets of different sockets. I've got AF in one, Whitworth in the other. That's really cool. Thank you so much. Who is that from? Oh, I've lost a bit of paper. So I find a bit of paper again. Jonathan, thank you so much. That is really, really cool. That's going to be definitely be coming in handy on, well, all of the older projects, frankly, because the Crown Vic is a bit imperial, the Mini is 100% imperial. So yeah, fantastic. That is so useful. I suspected it might be sockets when I heard the jingle jangle, and that is awesome. Wow, very, very kind indeed of you. Let's delve back in to the treats from the seats on the W123. And we've got one that says fragile on it. I do like it when people do put a note in there, because I know who it's come from. Then I don't like to not say thank you to the person with a name, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm opening this the wrong way. It says fragile on it. It says fragile a lot. Let's read the letter first. I found this in my local charity shop and thought this would be good for your Mini, the Y-Ridge Mini. Really like your YouTube channel and video. All the best from Carl from South Wales. So thank you, Carl. So I've made a big pile over there. I can't actually get out of the garage anymore. So let's see what we've got in here. I'm being super careful with the knife here, but I've got to get through the tape. I do like a charity shop find because you never know what it's going to be. Oh, it's a radio. Hence all the fragiling. So yeah, we've got a car radio. In fact, it's a mini car radio. Now that is really cool. And it's a CD player. Excellent. I'll tell you why. Because bear with, folks, bear with. You might recall a little while ago, this one, there's a slightly different generation. I wonder which is the older and which is the newer. This one, which I was given by a neighbour who had a R50 Mini, and they took it out and put a Sony head unit in, said did I want the old radio? I did. It turns out these things are actually coded to the car, so when you put it into a new car, or before you put it into a new car, you have to send it away and get it sort of reset to factory blank effectively, and as soon as you plug it in, it becomes coded to your car again. So I did that. I got a code for it, put the code in, and it worked. Then I unplugged the battery, and then it wanted the code again, and I fumbled the code, and it bricked it. It wouldn't let me put a code in a second time. It was just completely stone dead. So I've got no radio in the Mini at the moment. So this is absolutely fantastic. So I'll obviously have to get it re-decoded, but it means it's a functioning radio that I can now have a chance of putting some tunes back in the Mini again, rather than driving around with a little Bluetooth speaker on the passenger seat, which is far from ideal, I can tell you. Oh, thank you so much. That is brilliant. So yeah, so is there a build date? I love finding build dates on things. And this is, there we go. BMW Czech Republic Business Radio Radio Business CD. Is there a date? I can't see a date on it anywhere. 0406. Okay, so it's a slightly later one than the original one, but it's still compatible because if you look at it, the mounting bits are. Oops, well, it's broken one mounting bit off it, but the mountings are basically the same. So that's all to the good. This one's actually 2003, so even that's slightly too new for my car. I'll give that a go in a bit. What else have we got? Now this one, this was handed to me, also at the motorist. And I have to say, when I was given this, I thought, oh my god, I hope the suspension can take it. And I'll apologise now to the person who gave this to me because I am useless with names. I know who you are, And this goes to everybody. I will recognise your face, I'll know where I've seen you at shows previously, I'll know what car you drive. Ask me your name 10 minutes after you told me and it will have gone completely. So this is a massive thank you to friend and viewer, person in Yorkshire, who gave me this Talbot workshop manual. Not just a Talbot workshop manual, but a Tagora workshop manual. So on the off chance I buy the one running Tagora in the country, I now have a factory workshop manual, so I can do every single thing, including setting the carburetors. I'll lift this up and show you some. Now, as mad as this may seem, I actually have got a massive pile of Roots Group and Peugeot Talbot factory workshop manuals over in the lockup where the white Rover 2000 is, because when I was filming the Roots garage walk around before it was converted into flats, there was a cupboard, a stash under the stairs of loads of old workshop manuals that were just tucked in there because they weren't reused anymore. They just shoved them in a cupboard under the stairs and forgot about them. And I said to the developer, do you mind if I take some of these to save them? And he said, fill your boots, it saves us a skip. So I did. And the one, I just regret not going back for a second bootful because I've got loads of these things which one day might come in handy. But there's a Porsche 356 one, a genuine original Porsche 356 workshop manual. And I picked it up thinking, here's the money, this is where I've made my day's pay, thinking how much that might be worth, and the thing just fell apart in my hands. It was depressing. Anyway, in addition to the workshop manual, because chances are I won't have one of those anytime soon, they've got a bunch of owner's manuals. So we've got an owner's manual for a Simca 1100. We've got an owner's handbook for, what's this one? That's the Alpine, isn't it? But it's badged Chrysler on the back. Hillman, Roots, Talbot, Sunbeam, Chrysler. The lineage gets very confusing towards the end of the 70s into the 80s, but that's fabulous. This looks like it's barely been touched. The Simca 1100 one looks pretty box fresh as well. Owner's handbook. This is, remember your car comes from Chrysler. Familiarise yourself with this sign. It's the Pentastar, corporate symbol of the Chrysler Corporation, its associated companies and their dealers, a symbol that's recognised instantly the world over. Wow. It's very cool. Yeah, the Simca 1100 has that weird Megane-like bustle-back boot. How to open and close your boot. Wow, cool. That's very, very cool indeed. What else have we got? Oh, Peugeot. Some Peugeot stuff here. A 305 owner's manual. 305 Series 2 supplement. Carnet de guarantee, so the warranty. Carnet d'entretien, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, entretien, which I guess is the service. Oh my gosh, it's a service book with little cutouts in the pages, so you can sort of see which thing you need for your car. Oh, that's so cool. It's like, what do you call it? They're punch cards for early computers. This has never been used. This is an unused Peugeot service stamp book from, I'm guessing, when's 305 out? Very early 80s? That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And with the Peugeot Roots Group link to Maidstone, that is such a cool... Oh, well, it's a colour photo in this one. That's quite a late one. We'll find a picture of a Peugeot 305 if you're unsure what a Peugeot 305 looks like. That's black and white studio photography. Okay, this dates it to probably the late 70s or early 80s. This little typed insert, which I've never seen before. In the interest of passenger safety, it is strongly recommended that passengers, including children, in carry cots, should not be allowed to travel in the load carrying area behind the rear passenger seats. From the Talbot Motor Company Limited. In other words, don't put your kids in the boot. I'm laughing, but apparently I came home from hospital in my carry cot, sliding around the load area of, I think it was a Thames van, which was my dad's car at the time. Little kind of, the escort van equivalent. Yeah, that is a Peugeot 305. I suspect they're referring to the estate version when they talk about not putting kids in the boot. Oh, that is so cool. So, so very cool. Right. That workshop manual can go over to the other lockup where the big pile of workshop manuals lives. What else have we got? A couple more actually. Got a large, carry bag, also handed to me, thrust into my hot sweaty hands up at the motorist. Now that is very appropriate. So I've got two of the things, a classic and a modern classic. Mini boy. I wonder if that was actually on a car ever. That. Can you go up there? I like that. That's very fun. Also, potentially going to be very useful indeed. Rover 75 workshop manual. I should have had that recently when I'm trying to do various jobs on the damn thing. I'm not saying Rover 75s haven't got a great reputation for reliability, but a 75 workshop manual is fairly well thumbed for a relatively new car. That's actually my microfiber cloth that fell in the bag. Oh, some stuff left over from the show. This baffled me slightly. This is a spare rear light cluster section for the 75. I had to ask what that was for. And this, you know I've got a sweet tooth, Moffat toffee. Genuine yummy toffees. Delicious. Classic Scottish confection made in Moffat, Scotland. Perfect travel sweets. It's a Rover 75. You need travel sweets on the back shelf, don't you? Perfect. That tastes delicious. I'm going to stop recording for a minute while I eat this. That was really nice. A lovely kind of fruity flavour at the end. Anyway, right, let's get back into the car again. A couple more in the car, and then we'll head out to the Rover itself, the 75. This one is, oh, actually, look, it's squished in the shoebox. Okay, let's get inside here. We have got, oh, it feels like another car radio, actually. It is, it's another car radio. Oh, okay. It's another mini car radio. Oh, how cool is that? That's funny. That is, what year is this one? This is a Philips one. Philips made in Germany. BMW reverse, index 02, so 3801, so maybe it's first 38th week of 2001. That is bang on the money early mini. So I've got a choice of radios now. Interestingly, this one has got a different connector on the back of it to the other one, which is under much packaging. So that is the more modern BMW, really annoying faffy one. That is the more old school type of connector, the mini pins. Hang on, what have we got here? So that's the adapter to adapter I've been using on that one. So basically we've got three different connectors here. Oh no, we've got two with the more modern connector and one with the old style. That is interesting. I wonder if that version is protected by being hooked into the car's systems as well. That is super interesting. Oh, the problem with doing stuff on a car bonnet is it slopes and everything threatens to fall off if you're not careful. So that is very cool indeed. There was no name in there, but someone did say on a message about sending one in. I didn't realise that was here, so I didn't go and look up your name. I have to try and find it during the edit and flash it on the screen to say, oh, thank you to you for that, because that's really, really cool. So now a plethora of mini radios. The only thing what I need to do now, the only obvious solution when I've got spare mini radios, is to go and buy another mini. Problem solved. See? Solutions here. Right, there's one more thing in the car, which arrived just yesterday. And then I figured we've got enough stuff for another episode. Oh, being careful here. Right, okay, so this took some careful opening, I've got to be honest. This came from Joe, so thank you, Joe. You said you were going to send some stuff over the other day. So a couple of random items in here. So first of all, cup hooks. It's that cup hooks for hanging cups. Yeah, I need to find somewhere to hang those in the barn actually, because I've got nowhere to put cups in the barn. So I hoop those over somewhere, hang your mug on there. You got yourself a handy cup holder. Oh, in the garage as well actually, yeah. That's super useful, can never go wrong with that. Secondly, now this is something I'm always running out of, gloves. Grip it gloves. Oh, okay, mechanics grip it gloves that you can actually grip stuff in when you're working. That's a great idea. Two pairs there I think. That's really cool. I hope they feel a lot thicker than the ones I've been using at home, so hopefully they will not split after 30 seconds of use. That's a great idea. Thank you, Joe. And finally, this looks heavy and interesting. Oh my goodness me. Where did you find that? That's awesome. It's like a laser cut Rover badge. That's so cool. Where on earth did that come from? Ow, wow, that's actually quite sharp. Hang that on there. This is actually the bracket I normally put the camera on when I'm doing these things, because that's attached to the wall and I can move it around to show the workbench. Hang that on there. Yeah, I can hang that on there. Brilliant. It's got a Rover over my shoulder. There's a letter. Hang on. What does the letter say? Hi, I'm Matt, aka Furious Driving. Hope you're reading this, which means the parcel of goodies have arrived safely. Yes, they did, thankfully. I'm sending these goodies as a thank you for continuing to upload incredible content for your subscribers, and a massive fan of your channels. I'm also a Furious member. Thank you, Joe. Really appreciate that. And I always enjoy behind the scenes content and updates. And the cheeky discount, yeah. I do channel members and Patreons have a code so they can get 10% off on the Furious Driving store. When I set that up last month, I managed to set it up as £10 off rather than 10% off. So Joe got a very good discount indeed, and was kind enough to email and say, maybe it's like boo-boo just there. Unfortunately, I was involved in a nasty car crash as a passenger in 2021. I left with injuries that took 14 months to heal. Crikey, that's not good. Still to this day, I'm having ongoing physio. This is how I came across your channel. Christ, well, I'm sorry to have made things even worse. It's bad enough you're hospitalised, next of all, you're stuck with me. As I wasn't allowed to work and was bedbound for most of my healing months, the only thing that was keeping me entertained and active was watching and enjoying your content and a few other YouTubers. So thanks to you, it goes from bad to worse, I'm afraid. It sparked a passion in Rovers, MGs and Land Rovers, just when your life can't get any worse. Anyway, enough about me. Included in the box of goodies is a 3mm thick steel Rover logo sign to hang in the garage of the barn. I'd probably look quite good in the barn actually, because the white walls, that would show up quite well. I'd be a bit lost against the brickwork. Made by a very talented guy called Lee, who makes a lot of car brand size, and came across them on Gumtree. He got one for himself and one for me. Both love Rovers, yes, it's true. Also included is an R50 Mini Cooper pin badge, which I think must be in here. A 100th 80th anniversary MG Rover pin badge, I guess in there as well. And a Rover 75 ZT Owners Club pin badge for that lovely Wedgwood Blue 75 I'm keeping on the fleet. Why does everyone keep saying I'm keeping on the fleet? That's the only car with any profit margin in it. I need to sell that car. As well as another small Rover metal sign, as Rover always needing parts and servicing them, might be like a rustic Rover. Thank you for the videos. Enjoy seeing them on tea break. Right, thank you, Joe. That is so cool. Thank you. I really do appreciate all of that. That is amazing. This must be the last envelope of bits and bobs with the badges he was mentioning in that letter. Let's go and get this out without crumpling anything. Whoops. Yeah, wow, that's really cool. So here we have 1904 to 2004 badge of Rover itself, combined with 80 years of MG, because obviously it was MG Rover by that point. Sadly, it didn't go really any further than that. Got the R50 pin badge. That is really awesome. Can I focus on that? Yeah, I think it is. R50 pin badge. That's really nice and in the right colour for my car. And finally, we've got the MG, the ZT75 Owners Club. You guys are making it very hard for me to sell that car. Very hard indeed. It's not what I wanted. That's quite cool. Oh, hang on. Oh yeah, Stamps of Furious Jr. He has had a bit of an interest in stamp collecting. He loves collecting stuff. He's like me. He loves stuff and collecting bits and pieces. So yeah, when stamp collecting was raised as a possibility, he was like, yeah, collect stuff. Yeah, I'll collect stuff. So that's quite cool. The Spitfire ones particularly are really nice. And he does quite like birds as well. So that's good. And finally, yeah, that's good. Ha. Because Rovers always need service and they often need parts. That is bang on the money. Love that. That is so cool. Joe, you are a true hero. Thank you so much. That is really, really, really cool. Yeah, I don't know if to put this in over here or in the barn. That will definitely go into the barn because that will look really cool against the white walls. We've always got at least one Rover over there. And yeah, that's just brilliant. Fantastic. Now there's one more thing which I'm going to have to take you outside for. And that does mean I'll quickly break the fourth wall. This is the packaging on one side, mostly from the dashboard, and this is and this is the packaging on the other side. I now can't get out. Right, heading outside to the sunny day that is lurking beyond the doors of the garage, we have got the Rover 75, and just very quickly I will show you that the stuff does get wound up into service and on display and things. This is the really cool, very rare Rover seat back organiser thing that was sent in last episode. And it's actually, I think it must be for a 75 because it fits absolutely perfectly. You've got little hooks, poppers that go around the top of the headrest, and little elasticated hooks that clip on just perfectly on the bottom of the seat. Oops. I'm kind of tempted to go and see if it'll fit on a 200 or a 400 as well, because it would look really good in one of those, wouldn't it? This is exactly the right width for a 75 though, so I guess it must be a 75 accessory. Anyway, digressing into the boot of the 75. This is another thing which is absolutely not going to get posted. This was handed to me by Simon up at the motorist. This is a spare wheel, because this car came with one of those ridiculous inflation kits that do absolutely zero good to anybody. No good to man the beast, as I say in Yorkshire. Appropriately for this is where I got it from. This is even the correct wheel pattern with a decent tyre on it. So fantastically useful. Thank you so much, Simon. This is brilliant. It means the car is not going to be stranded, apart from the fact that I haven't got a jack in here yet. I do need to go and get a jack and a wheel brace in here. I've also got the £10 Halfords toolkit, which I picked up in Halfords just outside. But this is fantastic, because the problem with these cars, well, any modern car, you get a flat tyre, 99% of the time it's not repairable by the squishy kit stuff. You actually need a real wheel, or to get trailered off to a tyre place, which you can't always do. So fabulous. So thank you, Simon. That's yet another awesome item in the junk in the trunk pile. So thank you as always to everybody who sent anything in. There's been some absolutely fantastic stuff, whether it's, I don't know, just too much stuff to even just show to the camera. Workshop manuals, car handbooks for multiple workshop manuals, pin badges, stickers, car radios, large amount, oh, that's too big to pick up, large amounts of car timber. So many really cool things. Thank you everybody for being a part of this episode of Junk in the Trunk. As always, it's brilliant. If you've not seen this before, then please do check out some of the previous ones. Some absolutely amazing things have turned up. The car brochures are always amazing and just a glimpse into a different time. The number plates, because I don't know if you've seen previous ones, the reason Mini Boy turned up there, and also, yeah, thank you Joe for that. That's just brilliant. Trying to collect number plates from every country in the world, so ultimately in the barn and the garage over here we're going to have a representation of a car number plate from every continent and every country and every region if they're regional. We're doing quite well. We've got a lot of America, I think we've got all of Australia. Yeah, we've done all over the place. Got the first African one the other day, so that's just a bizarre collection to try and go for. As I say, I do like a collection of things. If you've not subscribed to this particular channel, T-Break, then please do hit the T-Break subscribe button. That makes a big difference. If you're not already a channel member or channel Patreon, then do please consider subscribing to that. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee a month, you can keep an aging and rusty Rover or Ford or Mercedes rolling here in the UK and make a very foolish man happy. But yes, but you do get extra videos each month where I sort of do behind the scenes chat about what's going on, what's coming up in future videos and what's gone wrong that I've not spoken about on the channel. You get 10% off code for the Furious Driving shop, and we do the Q&A videos where the Patreons and channel members get to ask the questions and then everyone gets to see it later on. And I did start doing a like a B-roll blast type video. I did one, I didn't do any more because of the editing time, but I started planning to do a series of just B-rolls of cars driving. So if you just want background of a car driving down a road, then that is also going to be there. Eventually, when I get 5 minutes, I will add some more, but I'm unsure whether to keep them private for channel members and Patreons, or after 6 months, say, move them onto here, onto T-Break as a side thing, so members get them first and then everyone gets them later, or just keep it purely for members and Patreons. There's too much to decide. It's so much to think about. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you'd like to send more stuff in, then send it to PO Box 477 Aylesford ME96. Oh, I have no idea what my drone address is. I was close. Furious Driving, PO Box 477 Aylesford ME6 9LE. I must learn that one time. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, you know the drill, and see you again very soon indeed. Thanks for watching.